And we're live. Okay. Hello, I am Sir Random. This is Hunarub Adventures, Session 2. We just did our Session 0 with our newest player. We're jumping right back into it. First off, let's go ahead and ask for a recap. Who wants to do our recap from last session?
I can.
Go for it.
So basically, we were just chillaxing in our crib like a baller when these goblins took out a giant ballista and started firing burning arrows at us. And then, as if that wasn't bad enough, have point I eventually restrained one of them and interrogated them and found that they were working for presumably the drow cultists. Then we went to a cave. Our slime decided to investigate a hole he found a by putting himself in it. And yes, I had to word it like that. And we found the slide to the Underdark.
Yeah. That pretty much covers everything. Anybody have anything else they want to add? No?
Call me a slime. Fucking racist.
So, other than the races, haven't been able to watch. Saw Cyberpunk, haven't watched in a while. BDT bonus. Sorry, John. I originally had Cyberpunk in my stream title, so I had to stop my live stream and redo my live stream so I could change the title to Hunarub Adventures Live. Because tonight is D&D content. I am live with all of my D&D friends. We are playing in my world, my homebrew world. So, hope you enjoy it. Sorry, back to the game. So, yes, we did go to the cave. Yes, he called you a slime. Slightly racist. But, the cave had the thing to the Underdark. We came back. Are we relaying that information to Julius? Are we just going to bed for the night? What is our plan?
I mean, my guy kind of has to relay that information to Julius.
You are technically the leader of this party.
Technically, which I'm saying technically after anything makes it seem less legit. So, like, he approaches Julius and says, "Okay, so we did investigate that cave. We found goblins, as we expected, and some captives they took. I trust they reached here before us."
No, I haven't seen anybody come this way. You didn't just bring them with you? You know this jungle's dangerous.
In hindsight, that probably would have been the better move. Well, regardless, we killed all the goblins, but also found out they had a hidden passage to the Underdark. We found
technically one of them got away. One of them went down the passage to the Underdark.
Shit, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
And escaped with a ferry.
Are you telling Julius that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he'd probably want to tell them that.
That is...
As he then says, so we should probably avoid going back to that cave. But point is, the bulk of their party was defeated by me, mostly by me. The others helped in, and specified in insignificant ways.
Understood. You're likely to get that promotion and a chance to join back into nobility. That's great for you. I will tell the Count, and I'm sure he will be pleased. I do suggest we go back into that cave and start scouting the Underdark with your party.
I'll
No.
Scouting around and making sure the village is safe is one thing, but the Underdark is like the most dangerous place ever. Even skilled adventurers don't come back from that, and we are not that.
If it's that close to our
Agree with-
camp, we need to know what's there. We need at least some understanding.
I'm not
One-way passages. They're
I'm
not
not going.
two-way. They're one-way. It's a slide. You can't climb up it.
Wait.
Boy,
what
there
if
are
we're
plenty
looking
of
at-
ways that creatures can climb up a smooth surface.
Wait, everyone hear me out, right? I'm not 100% certain of how we would do it, but if we could basically cut off their access from that point, with minimal risk to us. If we could somehow cave in the entrance to that cave.
That sounds like a great idea. Let me go have counsel with the Count, and we should reconvene later today. For now, enjoy the afternoon off, or go scout elsewhere.
Does he walk away?
Yeah, he's gonna go walk into the castle to go meet the Count.
You
Or
ever
look
call
right at
my
the
or-
I'm not going in there. I'm not going to the Underdark.
No, I agree.
I will
I
burn this
agree.
motherfucker to the
No.
ground.
I agree. And you, if you ever undermine mine and Glob's contribution again, I will gut you. We put our lives on the line.
Hey, to
We
be
are not
fair,
your way back into nobility.
To be fair, my burning hands really ruined their day.
Okay,
Yes, you
so the
did a
next
lot,
time you
but
can-
don't ever call us insignificant and minor contributions.
Next time, you can stand in front of them without any cover. Alright?
Fine. I won't happen again. He like puts up his hands in like that, backing off stance.
About an hour later, Julius will come over to the group with a random laborer in tow, and kind of just push him in. Well, it appears that a few of your ranks have caught a nasty cold and will not be able to participate in journeys as of now. Take this one as compensation, and please continue to do your jobs.
So I told Timur to dry his fur after taking a bath. God damn it. I warned
And
him. I
Salty,
warned
this
him.
is where you are brought in by a random guard that works for Julius.
Does he just sort of like scoop me out?
He just kind of
my butt
scoops
and
you
just,
out.
like-
Yeah, he's just kind of pushing you into this group that
Okay.
you have no business in. You don't really have any idea what you're doing here, but you're now part of them. You're part of the group.
Okay, yeah, I think Scoop has well, his real name's not Scoop, but he goes by Scoop, and I think the village that's like his nickname because he's a laborer, and I think he was mostly using a shovel to do things, like anything that needed to go in the ground, he would scoop it out. So
Oh yeah,
He was
you
doing that
planted the
before
barrier
this.
tree. You're the one who planted the barrier tree.
yes, me and my trusty shovel.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with a good shovel, man. I used a pitchfork for a long time.
Yeah,
Welcome to
very
the
similar.
suicide squad.
All right, yeah, hope I can contribute.
That guy just chuckles and puts an arm around your shoulder and says, "Welcome to the team. I'll team. I'll try to keep all of you alive."
Well, trying is all I can ask for right now.
All right.
Listen, if there's anything that looks like we can't handle it, there's absolutely no shame in shitting your pants and running. Trust me, it's how I stayed alive through the journey.
Yeah.
Is that what's been following you around on the floor? I thought you just laid snail trails.
What the fuck?
I don't know if you were shitting yourself.
Oh yes, I heard there was a slime in the party.
I am not a slime, I'm a plasmoid. You can keep your racial slurs to yourself, you fucking two legs.
Well, aren't they part of the same biological? You know, it doesn't matter.
Wait, was that a Warriors reference?
They're in the same family.
No. He has
You
two
just called us
legs.
2 legs.
It's because you're
Has
my
2
pets.
legs.
Yeah, but like that's what the individuals in the Warriors universe call humans. Never
I'm
mind.
aware.
Wait a minute.
I was a
What?
kid and read that series once upon a time. Oh god, I don't want to think how long ago. I feel old.
You're my age. Just remember that, Glorb. Me and you are the same age.
I still feel old, random.
Okay, so you guys have the afternoon off to get to know the new guy, bring him into the ranks, explain what his job is, or you can ignore all of that, go to bed, and wake up the next morning to a nice little announcement from our lovely Count.
The guy is gonna try and get a feel for what the new guy is good at.
Let's get him some gear, because I doubt he's visited the armory yet. Because I doubt they let
Okay.
anyone in. We're allowed in for some reason, but they don't let. I doubt the armory is allowed anyone in, but we're allowed in. So
Okay. I will follow you into the armory.
Cool.
Okay, so he looks up and down. What are you good at?
I think Scoop kind of thinks about it for a second. I think he's still holding the shovel from the previous hole. He was just digging a latrine for somebody. And he's like, well, occasionally I target practice.
He hands
Alright.
you a hand crossbow and like point. And do we have a target? Like,
I think he
Hey.
says, he sort of cuts you off and says, oh, no, I didn't mean with a martial weapon. I have some magic that I do outside the city walls because I don't want to draw too much attention. I'm just a lowly hole digger.
Here I thought, you were pretty accurate at flicking manure.
Yeah, I've gotten good at that too. Takes some practice.
Hey, you gotta pass your way sometime when you're working on a farm or, just general labor.
That's right. That's right. I appreciate
well,
your
in case
acknowledgement.
in
my
case you
guy
need
just
it,
smiles and says, "A fellow individual with a talent for magic. I already like you."
Well, it seems you're the leader, so I'm ready to follow.
I didn't that they put him in charge. Lenexia and I we were the guides for the entire caravan from the start of the town. Well, when we left. Well,
No,
we're
the
only
guard
survivors.
has misled me. Who is the leader of your group? And please take me
Really
to him.
don't
in
have a
name,
leader.
we don't really have a leader. In name, it's Fancy Pants trying to get back to being a noble, but
Okay.
in
Gotcha.
name, pretty much alone.
Okay.
That guy
Well,
like,
that's good. to know.
draws a short sword and says, "I know you favor magic, but it never hurts to have a plan B." And like hands you the short sword.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of the same
Unfortunately,
weight as my shovel.
What?
short swords are martial. If he has no martial preference, then martial proficiency, then he wouldn't be able to use it. He'd require a simple weapon.
Like a shovel.
Yeah, that shovel will fuck somebody up.
Right.
Yeah.
Pretty sure
You
shovel
can
would be an
basically
improvised weapon.
you could classify depending on how you use it. If you shovels technically are bladed, you could classify it as a
Like a
as either
blunt
a
thing.
spear if you were
Yeah.
using it as only the bladed weapon, only the blade, or if you were to smack someone with it, you could probably classify it as a great club.
Okay.
No, and it
Yeah,
doesn't
I
have the
guess
weight
I
behind
think
it.
it's
I wouldn't say a great club. I guess you could classify it as a spear, and if you were just gonna smack someone with it, you could just change it from piercing to bludgeoning damage.
Yep.
I think he's sort of, as you're showing him these things, he's sort of spinning the shovel around his head and doing like tricks with it. He's clearly done this a lot. And then you hand him a sword, and he looks super awkward with it and tries to do the same thing, but like drops it on the ground.
Oh, there you go. You could just, yeah, you can just classify it as a spear, and then either use it as slashing damage if you're going to be using the blade, because you can't really pierce with a shovel, or bludgeoning if you're hitting with the.
I mean,
The
shovels are
flat
kind
side
of
of the
made to
spade.
pierce the ground. You could,
Yeah,
you
but
could
it's-
justify piercing.
It's kind of
Yeah,
both.
but
Yeah.
the difference is when you try and stab someone with a shovel, a human moves back, the recoil they move. Shovels aren't really designed to go into something that's gonna
It's true.
not stand
Okay.
firm.
But
Do you
for
think
the
I'm
sake of
piercing
brevity,
guy?
the shovel?
yes, I would say you're
Whether it
proficient with
does,
simple
like,
weapons.
piercing or-
Okay.
Whether it does like piercing or bludgeoning depends on how he's using it. Like he attacks with the side, he attacks the front of it. That's piercing. He like attacks with the blunt side of it. With the blunt side of it, like swings it downward on the guy's head. That's bludgeoning.
Well, yeah, that much we came to agreement on.
Yeah, we'll definitely allow you to
I mean,
flip flop. It's the question on whether you should be able to use piercing. And for the sake of brevity, I'm just going to say I'll let you classify it however you want to use your shovel. It's a cool weapon. I'm down with it.
Technically, a shovel could, in theory, do all three.
Yes. That is
Weapons
my
probably
thoughts.
could.
So I will allow you to pick at the time what you want to use your weapon as, whether it's piercing, bludgeoning, or slashing
Bludgeoning or
damage.
Slashing.
So
Okay.
Very unlikely we'll come across anything resistant to any of them at this point. in time.
precisely. That's why it does not matter one way or the other. So,
Awesome. I'm here for that.
as far as the rest of the evening goes, anybody have anything they want to do specifically? Anything they want to try to know? Do you want to kill a noble?
So tempting.
What
Just
do-
casually
yeah.
kill him.
Will I? No.
No.
That's one way to move up.
Here's a quick question, right? Is he going to become a paladin?
Who?
Our new player, because if he does, we'll have a knight who wields a shovel knight, if you will.
As funny as that would be, I don't think that's where his mind is.
No.
I
I
don't
don't
think
know.
Scoop is thinking about knighthood right now. It's sort of
No.
yeah.
You see back that.
So, anybody have anything they want to do for the evening, or are we ready to jump into the next day?
I'm gonna continue training mounted combat,
Okay,
assuming as I only need 4 hours of sleep.
understood. Anybody else? Final call?
Good.
Alrighty. You guys go to bed for the evening. Peaceful night, actually. No alarm bells, no screaming, no fires. A nice peaceful night of sleep. And, of course, you wake up, ass crack of dawn. Count Hamill now, stands on his balcony above the village and begins his speech. As currently he is the town crier. Good morning, my people. We stand here on another glorious day. We have vanquished the evils that is nearby. The goblins should stop attacking our villages from now. Our adventurers are doing an amazing job. Today, our scouts will go out and try to find a way to collapse the tunnels to the Underdark to try and bring safety to Hamelshire. Also, today is free breakfast day. Everybody can come in to our newly opened housing-ish area where we have a little kitchen set up for people to enjoy food. So all of your little peasant stomachs won't be gargling and grumbling while you guys work today for the first time in like a week. That's going to be great for you. Now get out of my face. Bye.
I hate him. I hate him, Glob. I hate him. I hate every ounce of his being.
I hate him so much. I hate him so much.
But Mr.
Do you think you could just asphyxiate him in his sleep and no one would know any better?
But Sir Mittens though. You got to think about Sir Mittens.
Yeah, we'd put Sir Mittens in charge. Duh.
Oh, okay.
I gotta be honest. Like, could we legally kill him? No, but do you really think any of these people would convict us?
Well, considering that
That Julius might try a bit, but not very hard. Because he doesn't seem to like him either.
all of us have lived under the rule of, nobility pretty much our entire lives, and they don't really know any better. Yeah, you don't kill your noble. It's just one of the things that you're not supposed to do, so probably.
Either way, we're stuck with the bastard. Something tries to kill him. I'm not going to try too hard to save him. I won't lie.
Oh no, we should call for help and then whisper, someone help, murder. Oh, no one could hear me.
So are
I
we
heard the police call for help bit, but I'm confused at that.
We should just not
No,
today.
I
apparently.
said, like, if someone tried to kill him, my guy would be like, we should call for help, and then whispers, someone please help, and then looks around and says, oh, no one heard him?
Do we think that would this be like conspiracy to like are you guys like conspiracizing right now? Do you think Scoop picks up that like you guys might actually do this or that you're just kind of brainstorming?
Wishful thinking.
Kind of fantasizing right now.
Okay. I think he adds in there like I could get the hole dug in about 5 minutes, no one would ever know.
This guy gets it. I like you already.
Yeah,
All right, but speaking
that
of
would be the day.
digging
Oh, wow.
holes, I guess we got to go. You know what? This stupid.
We're not really
what a
digging it. We're more
dumb
filling a
joke.
hole, aren't we?
That's what I started to do. Then I realized this is a dumb joke. We might die. We gotta
Yeah.
go.
You gotta find
Gotta
humor in
stop.
something, Glob.
Yeah, it's hard to find humor in this though, because this is really dumb. But I guess we're gonna go do it.
Yeah, well, it's either. I'm pretty sure if we don't go do what they ask, Julius is gonna lop our head off on order of Count Fuckwit.
But then it would mean it's not our problem.
Here's the $1 million question.
Yeah.
How do we shut down that tunnel?
No sodding clue. I'm a stable hand. I know horses. I don't know tunnels. Tunnels are not so. I know wide open fields. I know forest. I know animals. I know jack shit about tunnels, other than I can see in the dark.
So during this conversation takes place probably about 10-15 minutes. About that time, Julius walks down and heads directly for your leader. Vex, I have been ordered to send you with a carriage to go try to find a nearby village. I do vaguely remember Glorb talking about a village northwest of here that we might be able to trade with. If you can, and your party can take a carriage filled with some materials to sell to them, that way we can buy some explosives to close the holes. If that'll work,
And
we could do
and
that.
start trade relations. Mm.
I very well.
Not just shiny armor, Julius. You're smart.
Scoop becomes very excited at the thought of dynamite blowing something up.
Well, it is also assuming they have some form of explosive at all. It might not be mining village at all. It might not have any. But we can try.
Oh, here's the thing. I had a quick question, DM.
Uh-huh.
The tunnel. Last time we were in there, were there like supports, like the wooden beams that are often in mines and in tunnels and whatnot, holding the place up?
No, this was a natural rocky formation.
As, as he then says, as he then looks and says, Glorb, you said you saw this village. Can you point to it to where it is on the map?
Vaguely that direction, I think. It's to the north a bit, in a ways.
Yeah, we were told it was. We never. They pointed just the rough general area on the map, didn't they?
Yes.
Yeah, so it was roughly just kind of like smallish circles somewhere around there. But on a map that might seem like a small area, that's a large area to cover.
Indeed.
Look, oh, we just
Also,
gotta get near that area, climb a very high point, and then see if we can spot it from a bird's eye view.
You said that done considering everything's a jungle, but also you're due to cartography's proficiency, can I tell roughly how many days travel it'll be?
It'll be about a 3-day journey, so not incredibly dangerous,
There
but
and back?
no, just there.
Just there. Okay. So we're looking at like a week round journey.
Get going then.
Nope. Hey, Globe, it'll just be like the oh god, it'll be just like the first time, but with less people. Oh god, there won't be any guards this time. Oh crap. At least we had guards when we slept last time, Globe. Oh shit.
To the days when it was like, oh, somebody who I just met died. I didn't even learn that one guy's name.
I didn't learn like 3 of their names.
That one guy, he just got handed to us. He told us his name, but I can't remember it for the life of me.
Nope.
And then he died.
Out of everyone that died, I only remember 2 of the names. No, 3 of the names. 3 of the names.
Mm-hmm.
I think Scoop remembers all of their names because he's the one who dug their holes.
Well, except for the one that. Oh no, wait, he survived the acid lake. Never mind. Somehow.
I'm pretty sure he got teared alive by badgers.
Yeah, I never got that one.
Something about the badger, and then, but we were already gone by that point. He kind of just stopped walking with us to pet some badgers. I don't think that worked out too well. Mason's the one that hurt the most.
I liked him.
Losing
Mason
Mason,
was good people.
yeah.
Mason was good people.
Didn't deserve what happened to him.
Yeah, I think Scoop starts listing off the list of people who have died since before he became an adventurer, and he's like, I really hope that is
Like
not
6.
fate.
Well, there's 6 PCs and 4 NPCs that died, but the NPCs were all guards, so they kind of knew what was happening, what could happen.
Sorry, they were god?
Guards.
Okay. Gods. Okay.
Guards.
I didn't know that. Oh, guards. Okay, that's just an accent. Okay.
Yeah, nope. He's British.
We've been rained
Or they're
upon by the
British.
gods.
Sorry.
Okay. By the gods.
Uh.
The inside. Maybe if we're lucky, we can hunt ourselves a boar.
I'll get the horses and wagons ready. Thing is, that is my fucking job.
It definitely
was my
was
job.
your job. So, you
I'll
guys.
help you out.
Oh, whoops. I did that wrong.
I imagine helping out is just standing there watching, because you've never, as a noble, I highly doubt you dealt with the intricacies of a horse. You maybe mounted one and that was it, but you never shoot them or connected them to wagons or anything.
Uh, he's like watching you and trying to mimic your movements. How do I put it? He's the leader. He doesn't want to be one of those people who just delegates tasks while he sits down and eats a rack of lamb. He wants to be one of the people he wants to be a good leader. And good leaders, there's actually do stuff. Actually, he pull their own weight.
It probably doesn't take Lenexia more than like 20 minutes to get a wagon hooked up, I'll be honest. At most.
He like watches your movements and like tries to mimic them. Sees what you're doing, tries to mimic it.
The wagon is filled up with materials.
Uh-huh.
There are 4 of us going? Correct?
Yes.
How many can sit on the front of a wagon?
2.
2, okay. Is there any room to sit in the back with the materials? Is my first.
Yeah, you could absolutely sit in the back with the materials. You're probably only going to be sent with about 1,000 gold worth of materials.
Oh, okay, so not much.
Yeah,
Not much at all.
not much.
So you could, okay, you could comfortably. I was trying to figure out if one person was going to have to sit uncomfortably in the back.
I mean, I'm pretty flexible.
Yeah, no.
Doesn't seem like they believe in us too much, only giving us this many resources.
Well, we're not going to trade for a lot. The idea is go there, let them know we exist, trade for what we need, and then make it back and deal with the immediate threat. And then they'll probably set up a more large, permanent trade route of, traders. Unfortunately, we're stuck with the dangerous jobs. They don't want us just sodding off and trading for the rest of our lives.
Right. Okay. I understand.
Yeah, because that would actually be simple.
Indeed.
I swear. Part of me wonders if Julius wants us dead.
Julius, no. The Count, probably.
Sorry, that's what I meant. Part of me wonders if the Count wants us dead.
We also
Quite
don't
possibly.
have that much stuff to trade.
We actually
Right,
have a
that's what I
decent
was
amount.
thinking.
We actually do have a decent amount of stuff to trade. But we are also trying to expand the village, so we don't want to trade too much.
That is very true.
Plus, we only need a small amount. This is to establish trade resources, let them know where we are, and get what we desperately need to deal with the immediate threat.
What is it that we desperately need? Do we know? Do you know?
Explosives to blow the holes that connect to the
Okay.
Underdark. Basically, we need enough either flammable or explosive material to make boom and make no more cave
Okay.
and no more hole to Underdark. But
Indeed. So,
Or we could blow up the portal.
I'm pretty sure that portal will get absolutely demolished in the explosion of destroying the
You might be
cave.
right. You might be
If it
right about
doesn't, well, they're trapped in there. Their
Yeah.
only option would be to go back through the portal.
that. Okay. I haven't seen this cave, so
that is true. So, you guys start your journey from your village and are heading over. I thought it was northwest. It's actually more southwest. It's more kind of directly west, but yeah. But we're headed over to
No,
this
it's
village
right on the edge of the desert.
right on the edge of the desert. But since we got a small team going, we can move a lot quicker than we could with the entire caravan, so this journey is only going to take about 3 days. With that,
Cool.
go ahead and roll a survival check.
Yeah.
Somebody, please.
I got it. I actually have bonuses. 17.
Perfect. Not too shabby. What we are going to find is a very interesting clearing that looks almost unnatural, and then you have some familiar stone next to it. And since we are coming from the east, you guys can put your tokens in the center on the eastern side.
Oh, would you look at that globe?
Oh, is that the fire rock?
Yeah, that's the fire rock. That if you throw it hard enough, it goes boom. But we never figured out how to mine it without making it go boom.
you could dig under it and then lightly, and then wait. Someone climbs on top and jumps so it falls into the hole.
Can't touch it. It's
touch
ridiculously
it?
hot. Also, this is
Okay.
on the opposite side. Yeah, it's like touching hot iron.
Huh.
Little chunks of it you can touch. They're just slightly warm to the skin. But
And any contact with this is boom boom.
If
any
you take like a picture,
sharp,
yeah.
sudden contact with it, any hard knock
Okay.
would create a
Okay, so here's
boom.
the plan, right? Here's my plan, right? Hear me out. So, we have one of our more one of our more climby people move up and attach a rope around the top of it, right?
Then the
It
rope
burns.
burns.
This is so that you see how there's no trees around it, how this clearing isn't naturally formed. That's because no tree can grow near it. It's too hot. They die.
Oh, maybe one of you less slimy people should get up there and do it your goddamn self.
If we can find some of that glowy rune rock that that dwarf had, we could inert it, I guess.
You
We
ignite
have
it.
those- Wait, don't we
Ignite
have
it.
wait, time out.
Oh, okay.
Quiet for a second. Didn't we have some rock that could negate magic?
Yeah, tiny little. Well, you found tiny little chunks of rock. Yeah, I'm not gonna inert. I'm not gonna make that whole thing magicless.
Also,
And also, I don't.
do you know how to use natural rock or neutral rock?
No, we never encountered that one specific type of rock. All we know is that you found out it negates magic properties. It also doesn't look like the type of rock that the blacksmith was using to make that rock inert. It looked different.
Does it look like I can use my shovel to sort of pop something free by sticking it in a crevice without setting this thing off?
Make me an investigation check.
Awesome. Let's see. I don't think I have anything for that.
even if you could, we couldn't transport it back
That is a
because
14.
it would burn a hole through the wagon.
Well, there's always, I suppose if we can get little enough chunks, it would burn a hole through the wagon, you're saying. Do we have anything that's like metal, like a metal sheet or anything like that? Or is this just something that we just want to blow up?
This is not something we want. No, we want to leave this. We can make shit with it later.
Okay.
All we gotta do is go talk to that dwarf, and either he can use the raw material. If we either find a way to transport the raw materials to him, maybe he'll take the raw material cost out of whatever it is he makes for us. And if that's not the case, then maybe we can ask him. Because he let me watch and he let me ask questions, so there is a very good chance that we could make a.
I mean, it's sitting on dirt, right? So if we
Yeah.
put dirt in the back of the wagon, we could theoretically set it on top of the dirt and it wouldn't burn through.
It depends. It's on a lot of dirt.
It's also a lot of
Depends on how
weight
much
to
you
add to
weigh.
the cart.
Yeah.
This thing's just wooden, maybe a metal axle on wood with wood wheels with no suspension.
What the actual hell? So I just opened up my Ring camera because if I hear a bunch of like random noise outside, they have a full ass jackhammer and they're pulling up my neighbor's driveway.
Okay,
Odd.
wait, hear me out, right? We mark this area on our map. We do the trading, right? On our way back, we pass through here. The caravan will presumably be a lot emptier. We put a firm layer of dirt underneath in the caravan. Then we gently extract this stone and move it onto the into the back of the caravan and bring it back.
Did it look like we could break this apart with a 14 investigation?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. With a 14 investigation, you can find a single spot towards the top that if you stick your shovel in just right and pry it up, you won't ignite the fire. And you can get a few small pieces that won't burn your hand. They'll be just about the size of your palm.
Okay. That's cool. That's actually real cool. I relay that to the group. Like, I think that wedge up there, I could take advantage of it without setting it off.
A piece that size, you'd be lucky if throwing at a tree as hard as you could would blow a chunk out of the tree. Nowhere near enough to blow up.
Well, maybe
Mine
not,
or
but we
a-
can always throw it at something else.
Oh,
if we
don't,
need
yeah, don't get me
firepower.
wrong. It'd be something pretty useful, but also.
It also could have other uses that you don't know about.
That's
Yeah,
true.
we probably.
Okay.
We probably. I'm pretty sure we leave this. On our way back, if you want to pry a chunk off, and then when we get a chance, we can go visit the dwarf and.
Okay, that's
Uh,
fine with me for now.
How
Shit,
far
what was the
can we get
dwarf's
to this
name?
thing without getting hurt?
Shit, what was the dwarf's name? Shit, was it Dwayne?
So random. How
Yes.
close can we get to this thing without getting hurt?
You can get close to it without being hurt.
Yeah, if
It's-
I remember correctly, you can walk basically right up to it. You just can't touch it.
Yeah, and it's really hot. You are uncomfortable, but it's not going to like melt your skin or anything.
No. Yeah.
I cast
Basically-
Firebolt directly at the rock.
Oh,
No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
and I'm dead.
I'm
And
joking.
Mason
joking.
almost died doing something similar. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I was gonna say, all right, everybody dies. We're going back to camp.
No, I was joking.
I know.
Yeah, Mason ended up with glowy horns because he mixed two materials that. Oh no, he put old on something that was still cooling, and it made his horns glow. He almost died. The only reason he didn't die is because random isn't running double your health equals death. You're
Yeah.
not running one-shot rules.
So, you can break off your couple of pieces of the stone. You can get 5 palm-sized chunks off of this.
I think I'll do that.
Perfect.
And then I can since they're so small, I mean, I can just let them rest in my shovel scoop as we ride while we figure out what to do with them.
They're also
It'll-
worth some alright gold, so alright money, so you can trade them. Oh, shit, if we had a pissing kobold with this glove, we could make them worth more.
I know, but we gotta work with what we got.
Yeah, sorry,
Yeah,
he's
maybe
got a
if we
cold.
If we put them all together, maybe it would
Some
be bigger.
kobolds had cold for months. Not months, weeks. I didn't know kobolds got so sick so easily, Globe. Also,
Neither
bad.
did I.
I thought they were robust little things.
Apparently not.
Let's just hope it's not tuberculosis and continue moving on.
That tracks.
So,
He probably, if it is that, he probably picked it up from the badges that got Leo.
so, now that you have your stuff in tow, are we moving on?
Yeah, quick question. Did you say these were too small to hurt my hand if I picked them up?
Yes.
Or too...
Yeah.
So they
Yeah.
will not hurt. Okay.
They're warm to hold. They're like hot-ish warm. Not hot enough to burn, but very warm.
Okay, good to know.
I just like mark this area on my map for future use.
Sure. Absolutely. And I'll need another survival check then, moving on to our next destination.
I will mark it. Unless you've got a survival bonus, I'm best off doing it. I do have a bonus.
Okay, you can do it.
Yeah, you got it.
I'm going to use the restroom real quick.
Okie dokie.
That's only an 8. I'm
Okay.
also going to mark it on my map, but because I'm proficient with cartographer's rules, I'm guessing I can accurately.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Uh,
Just everyone else marking it a kind of rough circle in the massive area the map points to. Me, the exact location.
Like, maybe it's here? It's, like, within the area. Oh, nice.
Oh shit, another one of them?
well, yeah, you're traveling pretty much the same region you've already been. It's just slightly more west.
Well, we chose not to fuck with it last time, Globe. I guess we're gonna not fuck with it this time.
Nope.
I'm pretty sure this is the weird space rock that we had an ominous feeling about. So, round we go.
Wait, what is this? What's
Don't
happening?
Don't want to find out. We're going around it.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah, I know, I agree with Globe.
Final check
Yeah.
before our destination.
Just running away. Yeah, let's avoid that. That looks...
Yep, this
Yeah,
is what
no.
we did last time.
We came across a rock exactly like this before. It is a weird rock with loads of holes in it, with what appears to be grass growing out of it, but isn't grass when you passed a certain perception check, and is not like any rock on this planet. So it's a weird
How
space
so?
rock that we decided not to fuck with. It
I
also gives
don't-
off a really ominous feeling.
Okay. Can I
That's
roll to
it.
see if I know what this is?
Sure. Go ahead and roll me an Arcana check.
Ooh, I have advantage in Arcana. Can I do that?
Sure.
Both of us or just one
Yeah,
of
I'll
us?
let both of you go.
You can both do it.
Okay. Okay, I got a 10.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's about what we got. I don't think anyone beat that last time either.
Hold on. Have my D20. Adding 3 to this. 14 plus 3 is 17.
Okay.
Higher than the rest of us got when we checked it.
Yep, so I'll start with the 10, as this is all information we already know. The green grassy formations are not grass that you would see on Hunarub whatsoever. The stone itself does not come from Hunarub either. It is not any magical stone that is normally found on Yalhaven, the continent we are currently on, nor is it anything that anyone has ever seen anywhere else. But with a 17, however, the grassy formations do give off a magical aura. Not only do they give off a magical aura, they give off a aura that resonates with the Feywilds. This is a portal sphere that can take you to the Feywild. All you gotta do,
Last time, Glob.
all you gotta do is take a piece of grass off of it and put it in your mouth, and you will be transported to the Feywild.
Oh, thank fuck we didn't touch it
Do
last
you-
time, Glob.
Do you do you tell the rest of us this since you know it?
He walks over it, looking over it interesting as his eyes widen. And he just looks at you and says, "This is an exceptional find." And he then just tells you, "I need you to harvest as much of this grass as possible."
Do you explain why?
Only if it's necessary to. Oh shit!
You okay?
Sorry, I accidentally dropped. Yeah, but. Oh god, that. Oh god.
You good, Tommy? Like
I accidentally
IRL.
dropped my Nintendo Switch.
Oops.
Uh-oh.
It seems to still work, so think imaginary god. Shit,
Well,
what
those things are
happened?
built for kids to use, so they're
Yeah.
kind of built to be dropped.
They were built by 5-year-olds to drop them repeatedly.
Yeah.
But
Is
and
When it
we're
tells
just gonna.
you to harvest as much of this grass as possible.
Nope.
I ain't touching the ominous space rock. What you on about?
Harvest it yourself. I ain't touching that shit. Why do
I
you
would
think
like
I've
a
stayed
little bit
alive this
more
long?
information before I just start shoveling stuff.
Yeah, you clearly know what the hell it is.
I promise you, it will be fine as long as you don't eat any. As long as you don't eat any.
I am
Wasn't
less
even
reassured.
planning to.
There's a lot of things that you can touch, but the second you put them in their mouth will kill you horribly.
So then the idea that you shouldn't eat any that you'll be fine as long as you don't eat any doesn't sound that strange.
I have a better idea. I also don't touch the things that if I put them in my mouth, they kill me. It's been
Yeah,
a pretty good rule
we're-
so far. I'm still alive to prove that rule's a good
I
Okay.
agree with Glob. Plus, if we take any of that back, and we're in a village full of peasants who are trying to feed livestock and themselves, if any of our livestock eat that,
Eat
or
it,
any of
yeah.
the people eat it, bye-bye, less people, less livestock, we're more likely to starve.
That's a good point.
Look, if they eat it, I can assure you the grass won't kill them. However, the creatures of the Feywild very well might.
In fact, the hell no, I ain't touching anything to do with that mad play.
Outside a character, hey DM,
Yep.
outside of character, Is this grass worth money?
Uh, it's hard to say. Because of it's really hard to harvest, and unfortunately, with a 17, you're not exactly sure how to harvest it.
Uh, fair enough. He just tells you that this is something, this basically enables travel to the Fey realm.
Yeah, no, definitely not fucking with it. That place is is a palace of madness.
Well, you're not wrong. And hear me out here, right? Imagine a situation where we're surrounded and, like, outnumbered a million to one. It could act as a decent escape plan.
So if we're surrounded in certain death, your plan is to eat the grass that takes us to the place of certain death or enslavement or curse.
I don't know what's worse, the
People
Underdark or the
describe
Feywild.
that like people describe people describe both the Feywild and the Underdark as places worse than death. Seasoned adventurers don't come back from there. From
Okay, the
either.
Underdark is way worse than the Feywilds. I actually knew a guy a while ago. He actually knew a guy claimed to be a human farmer who died and was resurrected as a fairy. Lived for years in the Feywilds before he managed to find the way back to this plane.
Good for him. I'm not interested. Life's hard enough. I got enough problems.
Very well. If that's your attitude, then let's keep moving.
I
Alrighty.
think I'm on board with you.
Oh, by the way, just for context, the character I mentioned was something I played in a previous campaign.
Oh, hidden lore.
Yeah, his name was Garrick Windwhistle, and he was basically a human who died, but on his last wish, he wished that he could have been a fae because they live, well, he said forever. That's not true. And some unknown being's like, wish granted, and suddenly he's born as an 8-inch fairy.
Nice.
Hey, I played an 8-inch fairy in the level 21 shot. I messed up gods.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, my guy he may not have been that strong, but he was a powerful wizard who all his spells were only good at one thing, murder.
As most wizards are. Hey, we made it.
Alrighty. So, as you guys continue your journey, you eventually make it to your third day and get into the village itself. Very small
Damn,
village.
this place- I'm sorry.
Nope, you're good. It's a very small village. A few buildings, very plain looking, nothing too fancy. Still built with nature. Haven't even done much landscaping around to make it feel more like a home. It's just kind of cobbled together, and you got people standing out, just wandering around, trying to figure out what to do with life, much like the rest of us.
Damn, Glob, this place is nicer than our house. They've got actual houses.
Damn.
They don't live in a barracks.
One day. One day we'll have actual buildings.
The only difference is they don't have walls. Then we can kind of just wander in.
My guy approaches just one of the random citizens and says, "Who's in charge here?"
What do you mean in charge?
Well, someone has to oversee the city.
It's a city. It's a village, mate. Have you never seen a village? I get you
Okay,
used to
fine.
be a noble.
Someone has to be in charge of this village.
No, not really. We just kind of all live
No,
here and do what we want.
Yeah, the kind. most villages are kind of just a community. They might answer to a. Well, sorry, they might have a village elder they go to for wisdom sometimes, or a herbalist or something that they, or, but villages don't tend to have a leader. They're communities.
Yeah, no leader here, dude. We just kind of come and go as we please. These houses aren't ours. They're just houses you stay in for the night. I mean, there's a few regulars that stay here permanently, but none of them are leaders. They're just kind of criminals from elsewhere.
Oh, this is this village. This is the village. This is this village we have marked down. I see.
I see. Well, if we wanted to buy something, who would we talk to?
Actually, one of the permanent
trade.
One of the permanent residents in the weird shaped house down at the southern point of the town. He's like a merchant, kind of. He comes and goes as he pleases. He's there at the moment, though. Don't know how long he'll stay in town.
Come on,
Quick
guys.
question: can my character see them?
Yeah, can I see the guards that are around here?
Yeah, absolutely. You can see the guards.
I think Scoop's gonna ask who do the guards take orders from?
Those aren't technically guards. Those are just kind of people that watch out for the village while they're here.
Yeah.
They come and go as they please.
Can I make out that individual?
Yeah. I'm trying to look for more tokens to add to the thing, so give me a moment. Sorry.
Yeah. I was just going to ask, is it A, the individual that told us about this place, or is it B, the bastard that set our caravan on fire because you used the same token from?
He's just a random generic dude that you've never met before.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't the bastard that set our caravan on fire.
Yep, nope, I'm just reusing tokens.
Okay, good. Because I was like, I'm pretty sure we killed him, but if he somehow lived, I'm gonna kill him again.
Yep, nope, I'm just reusing tokens of dead people.
I see dead people.
Well, we know where to go. Let's see if we can go trade.
Sure thing. So you guys can head into the southernmost building, that weird shaped building with the guy in it. Yep. The guy inside is kind of a noble looking man. He radiates nobility. He's super fancy looking dude. He's got these really cool green robes on, and he just kind of fancy looking. He enters. Visitors. Hello there. How can I be assistance today?
Well, aren't you an affluent-looking man to be living in a village?
I appreciate that. I strive to be better than nobility one day.
Yeah, well, anything's better than the noble that we've got.
That's the way it goes, unfortunately. Nobility is shit, and it sucks to be one of them. So, you gotta be better.
Fair enough.
I like this guy.
We're here to trade. We set up a village. I pull out my map and I point out exactly where our village is. We set up there. We need to trade right now for anything to cause some cave-ins.
Explosives then.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've just made a trip down to the Underdark a couple weeks ago. I picked up these really cool, explosives berries. I could easily sell you a couple of them, say 25 gold a pop.
We don't have gold, but we have lots of goods.
We have raw material trade in favor.
Oh, certainly. I do charge a small fee just because of its no cash trade. Uh, so I will be taking a little bit more in value than what the items are worth. Is that understandable?
Yeah, so rather than so what like they're 25 gold a pop in materials, they'd be what 28, 29 gold a pop.
Right.
Just to do with the fact it's harder to trade raw materials than it is understandable.
Perfect. I'm glad you understand. So yes, I could absolutely let those go for 30 gold in materials alone.
I like
Mhm.
gesture how big the entrance was to the cave and says how many would we need to cave in something about this big?
I'd
We
say
have
about
two
5.
caves.
So
We got two
10
caves.
total. So you would need 10 berries total, and all you need to do to set those off is just throw them at it. What I would do is I'd set them all up beforehand and throw one at the others, and that way it demolishes all at once.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. Then I guess put us down to
We'll
10.
we probably want to take more than that. We'll probably want to take a few excess just in case, because well, we've had 2 run-ins with groups that have passageways to the Underdark and seem to crawl out of there. So we want to make sure if they've got other routes, we don't have to spend a week traveling every time they rear their heads.
Plus, I'm
We'll
pretty
just
sure
have to
these
put
make
them.
good weapons.
Well, if you buy my entire stock, I'll give you a really good deal on them. I have about 40 of these berries stocked away. If you buy the entire stock for 800 gold, we'll call it good.
We have 800
Never
gold
hurts
for
to have.
No, that would be useful. We spend 10 to blow them up, and then we have them sat around for use later. We just
Yeah,
Yeah,
let
we-
me. Well, first of all, let's take a look at your materials that you're trading first. Let me make sure we got what value out of it. So, what'd you bring in materials?
I imagine we just brought 1,000 of raw materials of probably like half wood, half probably like half wood, a quarter of it metal, and a quarter of it stone.
Smart. Okay. Ooh, that metal is actually really valuable. You didn't bring much though. But yeah, I'll
Yeah, we
cut.
didn't know what would want to be traded, so
Well,
wood
that's
being the most available, we figured we'd do that majority of that.
uh,
It's easier to replace.
absolutely. That's a great deal. In fact, is there anything else that you guys need? Because if I'll take your entire stock of metal for sure.
Um, what does he have?
He is a well-traveled person. He has a lot of just random stuff. He just made a trip to the Underdark, so he's got explosive berries, the lightning berries. He has the drunken berries that peeps used to turn into poisons. We have uh, trinkets from the dwarven nation just east of here. So there's dwarven stuff. So you would have runic items. So the little trap jaws. He may have a.
Does he have a flintlock pistol?
Does he have a
He
what?
has stuff with the Dwarven Kingdom. Does he have a flintlock pistol?
Yes, he would in fact have flintlock pistols.
We should get his eyes wide in as he grabs one of the. My guy's eyes when he goes with his pistols. I've only seen these once. And
That right there is a dwarven treasure, fantastically made, and I can give it to you for 300 gold. Actually, and then he looks back over at your supplies. Actually, I don't think that's gonna cover it.
We're more than happy to come back and trade another time.
I say we just get the berry.
we get the
Yeah.
berries, and we'll. Is there any? Obviously, he's a well-traveled individual. I'm going with he has basic stuff for sale as well. Anything basically we would need.
Absolutely, he would.
So if there is any basic equipment anyone wants to get, feel free. I'm.
My guy just sets the gun down and looks at him and says, "Do me a favor. Do me two favors. One, there's a village not that far that way from which we came.
I've already let him know.
Really use a decent merchant.
I will try to make it into my regular rounds then.
Number two, who I'm gonna come back for this later. Don't sell it till then. I like set the pistol down.
He picks it up and puts it in a pile of 5 others. Certainly, I'll make sure I keep one on me.
Oh, I need to Google something. Google.
All right, so you guys get your supplies. You guys still have 200 gold worth of materials to work with if you wanted to try to buy something cheaper. You could do that. Something along the lines of a basic weapon or maybe cheap potions. Potions are only 25 gold pieces, so you could get 8 potions. Depending on, well, basic level potions. So like a basic healing potion or something like that.
Yeah, I'm just trying to forget. Oh, you might on me.
Those are never bad to have.
Yeah.
Wait, what about bear traps?
You could also get a bear trap.
What would we need a bear trap? Are bears common around where our camp is?
No. Just because it's called
Absolutely
bear
not.
trap doesn't mean that it's only for bears. They would work on pretty much anything that walks, and it could be useful, like, take for instance that thing with the goblins earlier. Had we set a bear trap or a few over before we drew them in, we could have basically had honestly, it probably would have cleaved one of their legs off and probably killed them. I'm just saying, it might help us in battle in the future.
Yeah, but it's also something that can be made. It's also something that has to be laid beforehand.
Yep.
With
I mean, we have the
taking the
materials.
potion.
that could Probably make
Yeah,
one of
taking the
those.
potions would be smarter. The only other thing we would need is, if you need something, it'd be something that needs special craftsmanship, like armor or weaponry, to make. A bad trap people can make.
If we get the 8 potions, that leaves 2 for each of us.
Yeah, that would definitely be the smartest thing to do. We grab the potions.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Cool. So you'll
Wait.
wipe out the 1,000 gold for the potions. So I'm just gonna mark that in here.
Yeah.
Quick question. How much would a scroll of Find Familiar Cat set me back?
A scroll of Find Familiar. What level of spell is that? That's 2nd level spell. So 50
First
gold.
level spell.
First level spell.
First level.
25 gold.
Could I forgo one of my potions for that scroll?
Yeah, I would allow that.
Okay, then I get one. Then everyone else gets 2 potions. I get 1 potion in that scroll.
Perfect.
Cool. Boop, boop. 2 potions of healing. Let's
Sounds good
go.
to me.
Alrighty. And then, are we ready to head back to town?
Yeah, we should.
I think so.
I will ask him if he's if anyone else in the village has any other services we may make use of during later trades, like any blacksmiths, anything, any
Oof.
specialists.
Unfortunately, at the moment, we don't have any specialists per se. Most of us are ex-criminals. I myself am technically a noble who's running away from my family, so I travel and am a merchant.
Fair enough.
Yeah, like I said, nobility sucks.
Just curious. Yeah.
Let me guess, they wanted you to get married.
Actually, no. I was supposed to take over the family, and my dad is a corrupt piece of shit, and I don't want to follow that. So, my two options were A, become corrupt like my father, or B, try to change the entire family, which would just end up getting myself killed. So I chose to leave.
You made your own
Enough.
option. That's
You're
a smart
very
move.
introspective, and I appreciate that.
Between the two of us,
Hey, at least you're,
my
trying
grandmother
to break
used to
the,
be. Between the two of us, my grandparents were born into nobility. Then my grandmother wanted to marry was said to marry a king, but she didn't want to and ran away and disappeared somewhere no one knows. And the king got angry and revoked our noble status.
Mm. So you get it.
Yeah. Yeah, by the way, I just came up with that story now in terms of why my family used to be noble but isn't anymore.
Totally fine with that. Sometimes those are the best moments for lore.
I just like impromptu came up with that because I mean I need a reason and I didn't have one.
Nope,
So
no
it's
worries.
really
Peeps was
best
good at that.
improvise.
Peeps was always good at that.
Yeah. Anyways, any other questions for the nobleman merchant?
Other than his name, no. Or the
Uh,
name he prefers to go by, rather than his.
Yeah, that's important. That seems important.
Yeah, I go by Jeb.
Alright. We'll be happy to trade with you anytime, Jeb.
Here's hoping you can visit our little settlement. We could a merchant would be a blessing to us. By the way, you have no idea, but in this game I played just earlier today, my character had their HP reduced to 0, and then they like woke up with a potion and a note from someone named Jed who said they dragged their body to safety. And tried to make sure they were comfortable while they recovered.
Wait, what's that?
I just thought that's funny because it's like the same name.
Oh,
I will let him know the Count's name in case he has any relation to them, just so we can avoid it in case the Count Hamill would recognize him.
oh.
As nice as it would be, I don't want him to get in trouble and get caught if Count Hamill happens to know him and who he is. So he had relations with the family or what.
Oh, I apologize. No, I'm not from the Kingdom of Celeste. I actually hail from the Kingdom of Tulum. Did I say? Hold on, let me make sure I said that right. Yeah, Tulum Kingdom. Yeah, I was right.
All right, fair enough. Just didn't want to put you in a bad situation.
No, I appreciate that greatly. And if you guys ever need to trade again, you know where I'm at. I'm either here or on the road, and if I'm not here, I got somebody watching my shop.
Happily trade with you again.
Likewise. Good day on you and yours, sir.
And you as well. And luckily for you guys, you now have a safe passage back and forth between the two villages. You mapped out a decent way, so I'm not going to make you go through the map systems again.
I'm going with he gave us a safe way to contain and transport them.
Yes, they are in jars.
Yes, okay. So we also know how to safely store them as well. Good.
Yes, you have to store them in
right
jars.
I would imagine right now those are they like special jars or are they just like glass mason jars?
These are glass mason jars.
Oh Jesus! Just any okay. Good to know.
So
But
doesn't think stupid.
Your next took those. All right, how many glass jars you got? The answer's probably not many.
So, in reference to like the rocks that I have, how like are they about as powerful as the berries, or are they slightly less powerful?
Way less powerful.
Yeah, these berries are basically sticks of dynamite, whereas your palm-sized rock shard is going to be about it's a d6 damage. So d6 damage versus d10.
It'd be like throwing a super powered firecracker.
Before we
Okay.
leave,
Do we
kind
go
of
straight to the cave, or do we go to the village first?
hang on. Before we leave the merchant guy, Glorb turns to him. Hey, these berries. You ever thought about trying to grow them up here?
Oh, they don't grow in our soils up here. You gotta grow them in underdark soil. I do have jars of underdark soil to attempt it, but I haven't had any success yet myself. I gotta get the lighting conditions just right. I think it might be a mushroom or some sort of crystal or something that keeps the underdark lit and makes them grow. I can't figure it out.
I guess I'll pass on that soil for right now. But I mean, if you ever if your caravan ever comes by our village, I might pick some up.
Certainly. I make my rounds once a month, so hopefully within the next month you'll see me again.
All right. Well, here's to hoping.
Alrighty.
Of course, you wanted to grow them. I should have known.
I mean, Glorb's past life was a farmer, and if these things are 25 gold a pop, that's something that's worth growing.
Yeah,
He has a point.
they'd also make for great defenses. You could load a load of them into a catapult and just ping, boom.
Yeah.
Glorb has no problem fighting dirty.
So, are we headed straight back to the village, or do we want to stop at the cave?
We go straight back to the village.
Yeah.
I say we go straight back to the village. Not only can we then find out if anything happened within the past few days, we can then also drop off the excess berries that we don't need and lock them in the armory and tell no one to fucking touch them.
Smart.
I swear, no matter how much we tell them that, there's gonna be one peasant who thought who thought they were a snack.
What these?
That's why they're in the armory, not in
That's
a regular storeroom.
That's what these big scary gods who get off on cracking a peasant over the head with a billy club are for.
Fair enough.
Well, if they do that, I'm sorry, that's just the Darwin. They win the Darwin Award for natural selection.
No, because if they fuck with the berries, they may take out half the building.
Yeah.
Half? Do
Not
you
only that,
You have 40 berries. Do you know how that could probably blow up the entire town?
yeah, they
Yeah,
take
no.
one, it then causes a chain reaction. They take out the entire area. That's why the big guards outside will club anyone that tries to come into the armory that isn't allowed in the armory, which is us or other guards.
Hear me out, right? We put them in the armory, but inside the armory, we put them in a special box that only I have the key for.
Oh, we just put them in the armory.
We just put them in the armory because if we ever need them to defend ourselves, then that
Yeah,
means
we
we
could
have
make
to
a
go get
hole.
you.
And we could put them in the hole and bury them in a secret spot.
What if? I almost like that idea. No, the
You
armory's
almost
good.
like that. It's a good idea.
You made me pause. It was just like I like that, but we'll use that for something.
Yeah.
Okay.
That will not
We'll
be a
use that
wasted
for something
idea,
else.
I promise. Good idea. We will use it at some point.
Some point.
But yeah, the point is, we'll put them in the armory. We'll make sure everyone knows not to fuck with that. Like, seriously, don't.
I wish you the best of luck on your endeavors. So we're going to put them in the armory where only you guys have access to at the moment, other than the guards. And we tell everybody not to fuck with them.
We make sure Julius doubles down and absolutely lets every guard know. Do not fuck with them. You
I
will
cast Burning
kill
Hands on the jar.
everybody.
I cast Burning Hands on the jar.
Wait,
And we're all dead.
hold on
Campaign
a second.
over.
No,
Okay, I will hold on a second.
we die. That was what the second does.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why are we
probably
using
shouldn't.
burning hands
You probably
on
should.
jars with
Do
the
that.
or with the fire rocks? Like why?
No, I'm keeping those in my pocket.
Oh, okay.
We will go to the. After that, after we find out if anything happened, which I, going with chap silence, probably didn't.
Yeah. So you guys make it back to the village. It's been peaceful. The goblins have not attacked since. Things are good. As soon as you guys get in, Julius runs up to the carriage. Did it go well? What are we doing? How did it go?
It went well. We met a very nice trader named Jeb.
I'm
With,
sorry.
I-
Sorry, Lenexia. I'm speaking to your leader.
Well, as my associate was telling you, it did went well. We met a trader. He sold us some explosive berries we could use to cave in the tunnel. We bought a bit more than normal just in case we need we need some more later on. We don't have to go all the way back. We also convinced him to visit this village in the future. Hopefully the trade can bring us some stuff we desperately need. On a related note, I did find two things that I marked on the map that are really useful to us. That might be profitable if we could harvest them. Number one, right here, I point to one area on the map. There's a large firestone. If we found the way to harvest it, we could trade it for useful supplies.
Okay, so you got the berries. That's
Yeah.
Good. Okay, that's all that matters right now. You need to hurry up, get that thing taken care of, get it done now.
Fair enough. He then says, one last thing. We're going to lock our surplus in the armory. Make sure all the guards know not to touch these. Like, it'll be fine as long as no one does something stupid, but if someone does do something stupid, yeah.
We're talking if a guard disturbs the village is gone.
Right.
It'll take a decent disturbance to get rid of them, but the village is gone and everyone in it.
Okay.
And if
While you guys were away, I added a special chamber to the armory. Here is a key for it. I'm handing it to you, Lenexia, and you, Vex. You two will have these keys. Put them in that separate room. If you need to make another copy of the key so Glorb can have one, do that. I don't know if you want to give the one to the new guy as well, but you can make keys at the smithy. But we need to hurry up. Luckily we haven't had a major attack, but we've had some crazy stuff flying over the village walls. But nobody's there throwing it, so I don't know what's happening, and I'm freaking out.
What are they throwing?
I don't
Or
know.
What's coming over?
And he picks
Wait,
up a pile of dirt and hands it to you. This hit me in the face the other day.
Yeah.
It's definitely not dirt from here.
wait, is this like?
I
is
handed
this-
it over to Glob. Glob took a look at the Underdark dirt.
So yeah, I was
Well-
gonna think the same thing. Does it look like the dark dirt? in
Yeah,
the
because
jar?
you took a look at it and you inspected it. So
It definitely does look like Underdarky and dirt.
This is definitely Underdarky and dirt. Why would they throw? That's
They're
weird.
trying to tunnel. Hello?
Yes.
Yeah.
Saw the, or I thought I saw
The thing.
Directly
on
into the
Yeah, but underdarking dirt would be, you're talking all the way on the floor of the underdark. For it to get up here, we need to go close those holes now. I don't know why they'd be throwing it over the walls, but we need to go close those walls now, those holes now.
Fine, we'll just lock away most of the berries, all the ones that we're not taking with us.
Yeah, we need 10. We take 10. We go blow those. We go cave in those two places. We'll want. The only other thing I can think of is.
Mm-hmm.
No, maybe they're trying to plant something dangerous along that area, but I don't know. Because he said nothing through it. So it's coming up and over the walls as if it's been launched or thrown.
Right.
Flying though.
Yeah, but if it was flying, it just comes straight down. This is coming up and over as if.
Can I do an
Julius.
insight check on this guy?
Absolutely, you can.
Perfect. 19.
He is freaking out. This is out of character for him entirely. Not only did he yell at Lenexia, which is super weird because he's been dealing with Lenexia for months, almost a month now. It's insane that he's acting super weird, but at the same time, he's not himself either. Something weird is happening here.
Did this
I
happen?
Does it
in
seem-
the Underdarkian dirt. Is it dirt with a little something extra?
Go to make me an Arcana check.
Oh shit! I'm handling it with my bare hands. Do I feel anything?
So is Glorb.
Go ahead and make me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh. I rolled a 7 on Arcana. This is definitely
I
dirt.
rolled a 10 on my con save.
Luckily, a 10 is exactly what you needed for your con save, so you are totally fine. Glorb, you have no idea what's going on with this.
Oh, I rolled.
Oh.
And you did not pass your Constitution saving throw. So unfortunately, Glorb, you're now convinced that...
Wait. Is this some kind of poison?
No, it is not a poison.
Have natural resistance to acid and poisons.
Do you have any resistances to charm?
I do.
I, in fact, do not.
Okay, so
How did you mention it?
you are now under the impression that dirt just hit you in the face.
Shit, what the fuck was that?
Can I make an Arcana check on it?
And I look at the dirt in my hands. This crap just hit me. What the hell? Did I turn to Julius? Did you see that?
I did. They literally flew over the wall and slapped you in the face.
Man, what a bunch of dicks.
I'm gonna see if I can make an Arcana check. Oh fuck no for 4.
Exactly. My guy just looks towards Julius. Says, "Can you tell me exactly where you were when the dirt hit you in the face?"
I was standing on the tower, looking over the wall, and suddenly I got hit in the face with some dirt.
Like, I was standing, like, right here, and suddenly this crap just fell from the sky and smacked me. Like,
Did
what
it
the hell?
with that insight check?
We clearly know that Glove
Did it
did
seem
not
like
get
he
hit in
was
the
telling
face.
the truth? Like, is he telling the truth?
He
right
thinks
now?
he's telling the
Okay.
truth, yes.
Okay.
Well, we have no idea if Julius did get hit in the face. We know for a fact Glorb did not get hit in the face.
Correct. But now Glorb is convinced he also got hit in the face.
Julius, was there anyone nearby when this happened?
There was the two
I'm
guards by
gonna
the door.
I'm gonna take like a loose mason jar with nothing in it, or like a loose ceramic pot, and I'm gonna put it in there. I'm gonna put a lid on it, and I'm gonna go. There's something in that. I don't know what. We'll have the alchemist look at it later. For now, we've got caves to cave in.
Just
Before
one
we
last
forget.
thing. I climb the tower where Julius says he was and try to investigate to see if I can get some sense of what's going on.
Roll
This
me an
is
investigation check.
I'm gonna roll a d20. I have +2 to investigation, and so add 2 to whatever this is. 13.
13. Okay. You, as soon as you start to get to the last rung on the ladder to climb up the tower, your hand comes across the dirt and you see it. Luckily with your 13, you can spot it just before you touch it. But to climb the ladder anymore, you would have to touch it.
So it's been smeared on there.
It's been smeared on the ladder.
I just like move my hand deeper into my sleeve, so like the sleeve will touch it instead of my hand, and then, yeah.
Okay.
So earlier we found something that takes you to the Feywild. Do I have any knowledge of like that the Fey could be coming here?
That
On our journey, we did come across some Fae, but they were friendly.
Yeah, they were not all they are evil and trickstery. This is likely something done possibly by someone. Either way, I'm gonna take those berries. I'm gonna cause a cave in.
Okay. Go into the cave then.
but wait, hold on. I move my hands into my sleeves
Yep.
so I could like grab the rung and keep climbing. but
Absolutely.
The dirt would touch my sleeves instead of my hands.
Yep, no problem. You can absolutely do that. You can get up to the top and see a bunch of dirt.
Hey, look, how did this get here? He like looks around to see if he can find any area outside the wall where he can like try to get some sense of who put it there and how.
Go ahead and roll me another investigation check.
Adding 2 to whatever this is. 14, so 16.
Perfect. Yeah, with a 16, you spot really no way for the dirt to have gotten here. It had to have been planted by somebody. Luckily for you, you do spot some tiny footprints, or not tiny, some small footprints in the dirt, jumping back over the fence to get away. It looks like they headed east.
He sighs before saying, as he climbs down and says, okay, he like looks to one of the guards and says, okay, nobody climbs this tower until I get back. Understood?
Understood.
We'll deal with this when I get back. Pack. He then says, also, have someone on watch. Tell them to look towards the east. And if they see anything, shoot first, ask questions later.
Understood. And then Julius steps up behind you. All right, men, you have your orders. Now let's do this. And you guys run off to the east. Head to the cave.
Nice.
All right. Who wants to roll their survival check to see if they can set up these berries in a way that'll blow up the cave?
I got it. Fucking
I'm a helpful
Nice.
next to you out
Okay.
for advantage.
advantage. Cool.
Roll another one. Please roll another one.
15.
Okay. Good stuff. The 5 berries get set up. How are we launching them? How are we setting this ablaze?
I'd
it
imagine
just-
we just set the 5 of them in strategic locations, and then I can just shoot an arrow at one. Set it up.
Perfect. Absolutely, that'll do it. The glass shatters, one goes off, the other 4, boom, 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 boom. The entire cave collapses. And they are not getting out of this entrance, that's for sure. However, you do know there is one more entrance just right around the corner, so if you wouldn't mind rolling another survival check with advantage, assuming Glorb's helping you.
Absolutely.
I like to look at the.
Oh, that's an 18, and with advantage, 18 is the highest.
18 will do it. So the second one, boom, 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 collapses in. And your village is safe for another day from the Drow menace. Assuming there's no other entrances to the Underdark nearby.
I look in the dirt to see if I can find any footprints of any similar to the ones I saw in the that were running this direction.
Absolutely you do. I'm not even going to make you roll for it, because if they go directly into the cave that we are just blew up.
He sighs, and comes together. The only thing I don't know is how they got so much in the tower. He sighs and explains his thought process to the rest of the party. The tower King Julius was in, it's covered with dirt from the Underdark, and the dirt with the Underdark is laced with something that made him paranoid and frantic.
Question. Chap.
Yep.
I'm elf, so I have advantage against charm effects. So
Uh-huh.
would I feel that it's a charm effect?
You would know it was a charm effect when you touched it, yes.
I'll be right back.
He
Well,
says,
it's a charm of some sort.
right. Regardless, even still, I found a large amount of it on the tower Julius said he was in, and I think, I don't know how they got so much of it there, but whoever planted it, probably a goblin, came from this cave. At least that's my working theory.
Well, they ain't getting back fucking out. So if they're in there,
Unless-
the dead or trapped.
Already outside. Unless they were already outside by the time we caved it in, but then we just cut off their supply.
Yeah, we cut off their supply on their way back. So if they're outside, then they kind of have no choice but to, I guess, either start off or eventually die.
Yep.
If they're outside, I hope some troll picks its teeth with their bones.
I hope not, because that would mean a troll's nearby our base.
Yeah, exactly.
Wondered like 3 days in west of here, then ran into a troll.
I don't even want one 3 days from here. I hope they just fuck off.
Yeah,
Okay, fine. I hope, I don't know, a lone wolf eats them, or better yet, they fall down they walk off a really tall cliff.
That'd work.
I mean, there is a really tall cliff over to the west, so yeah, that's entirely a possibility.
Yeah. Alrighty, so we
Back to
successfully.
base.
What's that?
Back to base.
Back to base. Alrighty. And so you guys have successfully completed your mission. How are we reporting this one back to Julius?
Accomplished. We got him.
I'm imagining you heard the boom, the
We,
multiple booms.
yes, the explosions were audible from our location.
Yeah,
Yeah.
both tunnels are are closed.
No one's getting back out from there. I just tell him.
That is good to hear. I'm glad everybody's okay. Here's your payment for that, and everybody gets a gold piece.
Holy shit.
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure
Now-
Glob's got a
My
few
entire
gold
life.
pieces.
Oh, right.
I'm pretty
yeah,
sure you've got a few.
Yeah, no, this. Oh, listen, okay, I'm used to like.
It's still, yeah, I know it's still a lot of gold to you, but I'm saying this isn't the first one you've seen it.
You're right. I want to treat everyone like it's the first, cause my God, I could eat off of this for like the rest of my life.
I want probably not the rest of your life, probably a good portion.
My guy points to the tower and says, "We need that cleaned up. Whoever does that, we need to make sure they're completely covered. Their hands, feet, everything covered, because any contact with that dirt will alter their mental state."
Yeah, whatever's in that dirt, it has a magical charming effect to it.
Oh, that's
So we
terrifying.
need
Yeah.
to prevent any
As soon as
skin contact.
as soon as Globe touched it, he thought it hit him in the face, but all he did was touch it. So
So point is, we need someone to clean it up, and we need to make sure they're covered, and they're like hands, feet, everything covered, because
your best bet would be not only to have them covered, but also have anyone with elven heritage do it, because elven heritage gives resistance to being charmed.
Ooh, that is
Well-
a very good idea. I will get that established right this minute, and we will get everything cleaned up and back to normal. I appreciate you doing such a fine job. I will let the Count know, and hopefully he has praise for you in his next meet or next announcement.
I will also take a ride around the perimeter and just check for any more dirt on any of the towers or any around the walls.
Okay.
Do you want an investigation or what?
You can absolutely roll me an investigation check.
11. It's not the worst.
Okay. The perimeter is clear. You do have some wildlife that is starting to come near the jungles close by. Nothing too crazy though. You got some deer and just regular hunting game.
Alright.
Okay, you gotta give me credit for thinking to ask Julius where he was when this happened and then investigate the area. Like, gotta be credit for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. You guys did a fantastic job. You're working your way to becoming a noble again. I am excited to hopefully say that we'll have a third noble in our ranks, and we can maybe even make you a baron. And he kind of nudges you.
Anyhow, good news. Let's just hope they don't have any other exits near the Underdark nearby.
If
I
we
mean-
do, we'll cave them into.
They probably don't, by reason of the fact that they've just been using the one. If they have any other entrances to the surface, they're probably very far away. At least farther away than that one.
Right. Well, let's certainly hope so. It's good to have comfort again in our own home. I will leave you in for the night. You guys rest up, and tomorrow we'll have a new job for you.
As always.
And with that, I think we will call that the end of our session for tonight.
Cool.
So,
I'm going to do a quick outro for the live stream, and then I will go over questions, comments, and concerns with everybody at the table. So, thank you all for watching. John, as always, it is a pleasure to see you in the chat. Okay, bye. It was nice seeing you as a first-time chatter. Sorry I didn't reply to your chat other than just messaging. Everybody else, have a wonderful rest of your night. I'm Sir Random. This is my group. Signing off.